AARAAF by Edgar Allan Poe. Part 1. Oh, nothing earthly save the ray thrown back from flowers of beauty's eye, as in those gardens where the day springs from the gems of Circe. Oh, nothing earthly save the thrill of melody in woodland rill, or music of the passion-hearted joy's voice so peacefully departed, that, like the murmur in the shell, its echo dwelleth and will dwell. Oh, nothing of the drouth of ours, yet all the beauty, all the flowers, that list our love and deck our bowers, adorn yon world afar, afar, the wandering star. 'Twas a sweet time for Naissance, for there her world lay lolling in golden air, near 4 bright suns, a temporary rest, an oasis in the desert of blessed. Away, away, mid seas of rays that roll, empyrean splendor o'er the unchanged soul. The soul that scarce the billows are so dense can struggle to its destined eminence. To distant spheres from time to time she rode, and late to ours, the favored one of God, but now the ruler of an anchored realm, she throws aside the scepter, leaves the helm, and amid incense and high spiritual hymns, laves in quadruple light her angel limbs. Now happiest, loveliest in yon lovely earth, whence sprang the idea of beauty into birth, falling in wreaths throw many a startled star, like woman's hair mid pearls until afar it lit on hills Aeacian, and there dwelt. She looked into infinity and knelt. Rich clouds for canopies about her curled, fit emblems of the model of her world, seen but in beauty, not impeding sight of other beauty glittering thro' the light. A wreath that twined each starry form around, and all the opaled air in color bound. All hurriedly she knelt upon a bed of flowers of lilies, such as reared the head on the fair capo di canto, and sprang so eagerly around, about to hang upon the flying footsteps of deep pride of her who loved a mortal and so died. The celiphac budding with young bees upreared its purple stem around her knees, and gemmy flower of Trebizond misnamed, intimate of highest stars, where erst it shammed all other loveliness, its honeyed dew, the fabled nectar, and the heathen knew. Deliriously sweet was dropped from heaven, and fell on gardens of the unforgiven, in Trebizond, and on a sunny flower, so like its own above that to this hour it still remaineth, torturing the bee with madness and unwonted reverie. In heaven and all its environs, the leaf and blossom of fairy plant and grief disconsolate linger, grief that hangs her head, repenting follies that full long have fled, heaving her white breast into balmy air, like guilty beauty, chastened and more fair. Naisense too, as sacred as the light, she fears to perfuming the night. And Clytia pondering between many a sun, while pettish tears adown her petals run, and that aspiring flower that sprang on earth and died ere scarce exalted into birth, bursting its odorous heart and spirit to wing its way to heaven from garden of a king, and Valentinian lotus thither flown from struggling with the waters of Rhone, and thy most lovely purple perfume, Zante, Isola, Dororo, Fiora di Levante, and the Nelubo bud that floats forever with Indian Cupid down the holy river. Fair flowers and fairy to those who carry who care is given to bear the goddess song in odors up to heaven. Spirit that dwellest where in deep sky, the terrible and fair in beauty vie, beyond the line of blue, the boundary of the star which turnest at a view of thy barrier and thy bar of the barrier overdone by the commons who were cast from their pride, from their throne to the be drudges till the last, to be carriers of fire, the red fire of their heart, with speed that may not tire. And with pain that shall not part, who livest, that we know, in eternity we feel, but the shadow of whose brow what spirit shall reveal those who, though the being whom they names thy messenger hath known, have dreamed for thy infinity a model of their own. Thy will be done, O God. The star hath ridden high through many a tempest, but she rode beneath thy burning eye. And here in thought to thee, in thought that can alone ascend thy empire and be and so be a partner of thy throne, be winged fantasy. My embassy is given till secrecy shall knowledge be in the environments of heaven. She ceased and buried then her burning cheek, abashed amid the lilies there, to seek a shelter from the fervor of his eye. For the stars trembled at the deity, and she stirred not, breathed not, for a voice was there, how solemnly pervading the calm air, a sound of silence on the startled ear, which dreamy poets named the music of the sphere. Ours is a world of words, quiet we call silence, which is the merest word of all. All nature speaks, and envied ideal things flap shadowy sounds from visionary wings, but not so when thus in realms on high the eternal voice of God is passing by, and the red winds are withering in the sky. What though in worlds which sightlessly cycles run, linked to a little system and one sun, where all my love is folly, and the crowd still thinks my terrors but the thunder cloud, the storm, the earthquake, and the ocean wrath? Will they cross me in my angrier path? What though in worlds which own a single sun, the sands of time grow dimmer as they run? Yet thine is my resplendency, so given to bear my secrets thro' the upper heaven. Leave tenantless this thy crystal home, and fly with all thy train athwart the moony sky, apart like fireflies in Sicilian night, in wings to other worlds another light. Divulge the secrets of thy embassy to the proud orbs that twinkle, and so be to every heart a barrier and ban, lest the stars totter into the guilt of man. Up rose the maiden in the yellow light, the single-mooned eve on earth we plight, our faith to one love and one moon adore, the birthplace of a young beauty had no more. As sprang the yellow star from downy hours, uprose the maiden from her shrine of flowers, and bent over sheen of mountain and dim plain her way, but left not her the Syrian region. Part 2 to come.